Every man I know feels it. That strange sense that something isn't right. You work hard. You play by the rules. You try to be a good man. But the rewards don't come the way they used to. In the past, men built, created, fought, and sacrificed, and society honored that. Now, nobody seems to care. Effort feels invisible. Discipline feels outdated. You start to wonder, what's the point? And that's the first trap of modern life. Confusion. A world that once rewarded structure now celebrates chaos. A culture that once built strong men now mocks them. The rules changed, and no one told you. The economy of attention. Today, attention is the most valuable currency on earth. Not gold, not oil, not even time. Attention. Everyone's competing for it. Brands, influencers, even people in your personal life. Social media turned validation into a business. We don't connect anymore. We perform. Dating isn't about compatibility. It's about presentation. Relationships are less about love and more about leverage. But here's the deeper problem. When attention becomes currency, authenticity dies. You can't be real when you're trying to be liked. You can't lead when you're desperate to be approved of. Men have to stop chasing attention and start building value. Because when you're valuable, attention follows naturally. When you're grounded, confident, and competent, people feel it. The collapse of purpose. For most of history, men had a clear purpose. Protect, provide, build, lead. The roles were harsh, but they were clear. Today, most men have comfort, but no calling. We've replaced struggle with entertainment, discipline with distraction, ambition with apathy. That's why so many men feel lost, not because they're weak, but because they've been told their strength is dangerous. You can't expect a generation of men raised to be passive to suddenly rise and lead. But deep down, something in you still knows what you're capable of. You just have to wake it up. The biological reality science backs it up. Men are biologically wired for challenge. Testosterone thrives on purpose. Discipline, competition, creation. These aren't outdated traits. They're the biological foundation of male health and meaning. Remove challenge from a man's life, and you remove his vitality. That's why aimless comfort is lethal. Your body knows when you're coasting. It punishes you with anxiety, fatigue, depression, not because life is unfair, but because your instincts know you're living below your potential. So here's the truth. A man who doesn't have something to fight for will start fighting himself. The masculine renaissance. This is why the next great movement won't be political. It will be personal. A quiet revolution of men who stop complaining about the system and start mastering themselves. Men who take full ownership of their health, money, mindset, and values. Because that's how civilizations rebuild from the inside out. Strong men don't need permission. They don't wait for validation. They act. Self-mastery is the new rebellion. In a world addicted to comfort, discipline is the ultimate flex. In a culture obsessed with feelings, composure is power. In an economy built on consumption, creation is resistance. What you can control. You can't control how others behave. You can't control the economy, politics, or dating apps. But you can control what you do every day. Control your inputs. What you watch, read, and consume. Control your body. What you eat, how you train, how you rest. Control your finances. Money buys freedom, not happiness. But freedom is priceless. Control your mind. Read, reflect, learn to think independently. Because self-control breeds respect. From others and from yourself. Brotherhood and legacy. No man rises alone. Every great man in history had a circle, a tribe of brothers who challenged him, believed in him, and held him accountable. The modern man has fewer real friends than ever before, but you can rebuild that. Find men who push you to level up, not people who drain your energy. Cut out the ones who mock growth or celebrate weakness. Your environment shapes your destiny more than motivation ever will. And once you start building, physically, mentally, financially, start teaching. Pass the torch. Mentor younger men. Lead by example. That's how you build legacy. Not through words, but through transformation. The return to meaning. Meaning doesn't come from comfort. It comes from contribution. It's the satisfaction of knowing you did something difficult that made the world, even in a small way, better. That's the secret modern life hides from you. Real happiness is built, not bought. It's earned through discipline, duty, and creation. So build something that outlives you, a business, a family, a philosophy, a standard. Leave behind more than you consume. The call to reclaim. The world doesn't need more cynics. It needs builders, thinkers, protectors, and leaders. You don't need permission to rise. You just need to decide that comfort is no longer enough. Wake up early, train, learn, work, lead. Become so competent, so complete, that the world can't ignore your presence. Because here's the truth. The future belongs to the men who stop waiting for things to change and start changing themselves. So rise, not in anger, but in purpose. Not to dominate, but to build. Not to escape the world, but to reshape it. The game has changed. Now it's your move.